What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Christian Witch Podcast. I'm your host, Wesley, also known as at HealersHouse HTX across social media. You may know me as at Christian Witch HTX. Did I say that already? No, HealersHouse HTX is what it is. Okay, so now it's HealersHouse HTX. It used to be Christian Witch HTX. We transferred things over during this last year. But anyways, my point being is, hi, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are joined by Amber Oakland, who a lot of you may know, actually. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself in just a minute. But if this is our first episode in a couple months, you guys, and to be honest, a lot's been going on and we have to catch up and we'll dive into that in just a little bit. But if you're wondering where I've been and what's been going on, it's because I've been working on a lot of really important things, you guys. We've got courses, books, we've got Substacks, we've got audios, we've got all kinds of things. I became a real therapist so I could actually help you guys who are asking in a clinical way. So anyways, that being said, we are here. It is the turn of the season. Houston, Texas, it's been 70 for 2 days straight. It may not be 70 ever again, knowing the weather here, but it feels like fall, and I'm praying to God that fall stays around. And it just feels like the perfect time to pick back up, have conversations. And I was talking to Amber, and I was like, you know what? We've talked about this several times, but like so much has gone on in the last year. But like we should just just come co-host the podcast and like let's just have conversations, because that's what makes this podcast so great, is like the conversations that have been had on it. So anyways, let's skip to the point. Amber, please introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm so happy to be back. Thank you so much, Wesley, for having me. My name's Amber Oakland. I used to be known as Amber Mayer or Hadassah of Avalon. Like Wesley had been saying, like there's been a lot of changes that have been occurring in my life. So new me, new book, new name, new decade. We're in this for the long haul and starting a new chapter. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm a certified Celtic shaman. I was actually taught under Wesley for mediumship, amazing program. And I'm also a Reiki master, Celtic Reiki master, and I do tarot divination for people. So I'm very excited to be here. I'm an ordained minister as well. Been pretty prominent throughout the Christian Witch community for a little while, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to hang out. I love this podcast. It has a special home in my heart. So
Oh, we're so glad that we're finally getting to have you back. It's it's something that I know I've been excited about. Like I just, first of all, I think you're being a little like all you just like title dropped so many things in the most humble way, and I feel like it didn't even touch a fraction of like the things you actually do. Like the things you're capable of, just so people know, like she is kind, she is humble, she is professional, but let me tell you something, she is the most approachable as well. And if you only knew all the things she was capable of pulling off, like she's phenomenal, and she's one of the few people I trust to read intuitively for me, especially when I'm going through it. Like Amber's a real friend in real life. Like we have a real connection. She's not just like a internet parasocial. Like we actually talk offline more than we ever have online. And yeah, just to let you know, like she's got a lot under her, like a lot of things up her sleeve, in the best way possible, not in like a tricky way, but like a lot of skills and tool sets. So, anyways, I'm so happy that you're here. I love that. It was a good idea to introduce yourself. I didn't even think to do that because I'm just so used to being like, hey guys, what's up? But if this is your first time catching an episode of the Christian Witch Podcast, hi, my name is Wesley. I'm a certified professional psychic medium and I do full-time healing. I'm also an RTT therapist. And I do this full-time because I don't have a day job and come home and do mediumship. Like it's what I do full-time, and I have for years. I've been doing this kind of work for about 12 years or so. The Christian Witch Podcast has been around for a few years now, and I pastor an online church for about 16,000 people called Christian Witch and the Craft. And you can find me a lot on TikTok now at HealersHouse HTX. And I own a business called Healers House. It's home for the healers and the healing. Like if you want to know anything about me, my heart is for healing. So whether it's magical, mystical, energetic, hypnotic, therapeutic, like divine laying of hands, whatever it may be, my heart is for healing. And so my business is called Healers House, home for the healers and the healing, because I help people on their healing journey and I help them also become of healing service to others. So you can find all of that information. There'll be a link wherever you're listening to this. But You can also just go to Solo.to/HealersHouse and HealersHouse.substack. Now we have a brand new community where we have a community chat. Yes, we're just getting off the ground, but we are number 80 in the top 100 on the faith and spirituality side of things. So that
Woo!
is really good, you guys. Like, just so you know. And so what happens on Substack? By the way, it's 1212 where I'm at. So we love that divine order. But with the Substack, there's a free level where you get so much stuff, you guys. You get a free new moon devotional, a free full moon devotional. You also get a monthly spiritual lesson, access to the community chat. You get the Healers House podcast. Then if you get the subscription, which is like 15 or less, depending where you're at, um, you get all of that plus an advanced teaching monthly, a advanced guided audio experience, which people pay me hundreds of dollars to make custom for them. So that's actually really like a steal. And then access to live events and any extras and fun things that we think of along the way. So go check it out, even if it's just to nourish your heart with those devotionals. It's for healers, mystics, witches, psychics, mediums of all paths, all over the world. So yeah, go check it out. But that brings us to, but real quick, Amber, is there a link people can find you at before we dive off into everything?
I'm currently updating my link tree, but if you just look me up at Amber Oakwin on Facebook or on Instagram, you'll find me there. My business name is also Celestial Studio, which is where I do my Reiki and my mediumship. So that's CELESTELLE studio.com.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Now that that's all in one place, what's up? How are you? What's been on your little magical heart?
Oh man, it has been a journey. I am processing a lot right now, and something that has really been on my heart lately, and I feel like it's a journey that the collective are going through as well, is just full what's the word? Like full trust, full absolute trust in Creator, in God. When God tells you, hey, this is what you're going to do, or this is what needs to happen in order to achieve that peace that you've been fighting for, that freedom you've been fighting for, that joy you've been fighting for, this is what you need to let go of, which I really think was a big factor with this Pisces eclipse we just had. And this is what you need to let go of, and you need to have full trust that I'm going to carry you and pick you up on the other side. It's like the
Yeah.
full cool moment of jumping off that cliff and knowing that you're going to, take that leap of faith and you're going to be taken care of when you fall. Um, it's been quite a journey for me. I ended up becoming a single mother to my two toddlers, and God literally, and Wesley can attribute to this, like God literally just threw me in this beautiful duplex, completely paid for. And
Mm,
I hardly lifted a finger because God spoke to me and was like, I'm calling you to do this. And I said, well, God, I'm not going to be able to do this if you don't help me. There's no way I can do this. There's no way I'll be able to make it on my own. I haven't worked in 5 years other than just doing what I do online. And God showed up big time. But I had to make that step. I had to
hmm.
make that okay, that decision to fully trust and to fully release and let go of the life I had to receive the life that I have now. And it's still going up from here. But if I may, I thought I might just go ahead and pull a tarot card, just
Yes,
for
I think
the
that's a great
collective
idea.
that are listening.
Yes,
Um,
I think it's a great idea. And while she's doing that, I just want you guys to know this is stuff that like she's been contending for a while. And like, oh my gosh, I just saw you get excited about the card. Just so you know, you guys, this is stuff that like she's gotten guidance and readings on. I've done readings and gotten words for her about. Like, this is stuff that like there was been times where I'm like, I don't know how, but like I'm just feeling this for you. Like I can remember being like, I don't know how this is gonna get pulled off.
there's
To
been
watch
many
it
tears.
unfold. Yeah, because it's been a long time coming, as Taylor Swift would say. But
Literally.
like it's literally things that like what she's saying you have to trust. Like this is stuff that she's actually had to trust in, and like, and I get that as well. But like my point is like I've been a part of it from a distance, and like even been someone who said certain things. I'm like, I don't even know how that's possible to happen. And here it is happening. So like, make no mistake, do not let that don't underestimate what she's saying here. It is divine, complete trust. And it's something that you don't want to give up on. Like when you're contending for change, you have to let go of the old in order to embrace the new and to shift that identity. So I'm dying to know what card it is that you pulled because you got so excited when you pulled it. What was it?
Eight of Cups. Let
Of course it
go.
was.
Let go. That is the
Yes.
card of just turning away, and that can be turning from an old life. Maybe you're a new Christian. Oh, I'm getting tingles. Maybe you're a new Christian turning away from your old path, but it's the repentance. It's the full 180. It's the full
Hmm.
I'm moving to a complete new direction. I'm tingles all over my body right now.
Love
Um,
that.
I am moving to a complete new direction. I'm completely turning away from what was behind me, and I'm now only looking at what is before me, and I'm trusting God for every single step along the way. That is what this card means, and I'm really getting the story of Lot's wife right now. Um, when Lot was being called to leave Sodom and Gomorrah, and his family was called and saved by the angels to remove them from that wicked city. Um, Lot and his family were instructed, don't look back. Don't you
Yeah.
dare look back. And what happened? Lot's wife looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt. And the story with that um, is that God, he protects us in such profound ways that and mysterious ways that we don't understand. We don't know what could happen if we stay in a scenario that is just not good for us. We just don't know.
Yeah.
And that is why Lot's family was instructed not to look back and not to dwell on the past. You have to completely move forward and completely release that because if you don't know what kind of protection gets removed, that hedge of protection. And it's not punishment. It's just, it's like when I, as a mother, I'm a single mom now. If I tell my kid to touch the stove, not to touch the stove, if they're reaching for it,
Hmm.
all I can do is tell them not to touch and swat their hand away. But if they go ahead and do it anyway, well, they just removed themselves out of my protection by not listening,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's what happened with Lot's wife. It wasn't punishment for what she did. It was consequences of her own actions. And I don't know why I feel
Mm.
like I need to really push that. Because when something we don't talk about a lot in the Christian perspective is like there's been a lot of heaviness regarding when bad things happen in your life. There's a lot of nationalists like, oh, you did something wrong and that's why that happened. You sinned and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not
Hmm.
actually how that works. What happens is when you're under a parent protection and you listen to your parent, right? Because that's what God is. God is a parent.
Yeah.
Holy Mother is a parent. Um, when you are under that parent's protection and you're obedient to them, they're telling you to do these things or telling you not to do these things to keep you safe, right?
Yes.
So like, when I'm talking to my son, I don't say what you're doing is bad. I say what you're doing is unsafe, right?
Yeah.
Changing
Yeah.
the narrative, flipping it, because it's not about the moral compass. It's about safety. Even all the rules in Leviticus were about safety and hygiene,
Yeah.
right? For the back in those days when they needed that. It's not the same now. That's
Yeah.
why we're not under that covenant. Um, but I don't know why God just like all of a sudden opens up this conversation.
I love it.
This is not where I thought we were going
No,
today.
no, no, it's fine though. It's fine though. Well, that's what a lot of people love about this podcast. I
Yeah,
have people that listen that aren't Christian, that are Christian, who are vehemently against Christianity, but like they, it's the witchy, it's the magical, it's the transcending of the boundaries, and like these conversations, this makes it so approachable for other people. So I think this is exactly in alignment with what we're supposed to be talking about. And you know, when you're talking about, as you were talking, I was shuffling and a card fell out of the Oracle deck. It's the Hunter. And I'm gonna so when it comes to the Oracle deck, I read it straight from the thing. I don't so when it comes to tarot, I'm a medium, you guys. I talk to spirit. I'm not memorizing definitions. They're not flashcards for me, and I'm not saying they are for other people. I'm just saying like I don't have a traditional meaning for tarot cards. I'm channeling spirit when I do it. Amber knows she's took the course, and like I ask spirit, what does it mean in this moment for us? When it comes to Oracle, I like the not the chance, but like the synchronicity of allowing the cards to jump out. It's, I don't know, there's something magical about it, if you will. So I like to read directly from the book. So I'm going to read from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. It is the Hunter. It's card 27, and the essence is: before the dawn of agriculture, we hunted in the forest to feed our kin. The hunter never takes more than what the village needs to survive, often taking only one creature, quote unquote, the good kill. He's a master tracker who knows which path to follow and to find success. The invitation is to rely on your own skills to traverse the thick forests you are in to reach your destination. You need to follow the tracks left by spirit to claim your bounty, which is already prepared and being offered to you. Do not follow the maps drawn by others, as they will not lead you. They will not lead you true. Instead, become a map maker. Find your internal compass and use all your senses, including your common sense. Don't settle for the roadkill because it can be poison. Be careful that you do not become the prey of your desires and fantasies. Remember to not want more than you need so that you are not guided by unbridled ambition. It's okay to come home empty handed. The whole point here is to trust in spirit's guidance, and also that it's trusting your senses, which actually is an alignment for what was going on this weekend with the lunar eclipse in Pisces. You know, I actually did a devotional called The Voice of Spirit is Still Kind in HealersHouse Substack. And it was talking about how, you know, this trust thing, this thing that we're talking about, trust, right? This is what was coming up a minute ago, before I pulled this card, but it just falls in alignment because sometimes we're like begging for these like flashing signs from God. Like,
Mhm.
and in the devotional, I talk about how with this lunar eclipse, like it's removing the noise, it's removing the static so we can remember that the voice of spirit is kind and gentle that we kept hearing. It is not like we don't need God to perform to soothe our fear, you know? So it's that trust again coming up in this moment, like to trust what you're picking up on, to trust that you're following the tracks that God left for you. So anyways, I think that's so interesting how this is all tying
Mhm.
together, but I think it makes sense. So
Trusting your God-given intuition as well, and
yes.
understanding that you're not leaning on your own understanding, you're leaning on the understanding of God within you, the spirit guiding you
Yes.
within you. And in my Celtic Reiki practice, we have a symbol called Phagos, and it's basically the inner spiral. And
Mm,
what that means to me is when you turn inward and find God at home within yourself, not you as a deity itself, but the
yeah.
the God of heaven living within you. When you turn inward, you will find the answers you seek. And it's like the deeper you go, the more and more and more is revealed to you through inner wisdom and intuition. So, and Pisces is all about that. It's all about getting deep into the waters of your intuition, your psychic abilities, your dreams, your visions that God has given you, and truly engulfing yourself in that. And
Yeah.
so that's the trust. It's not necessarily trusting in you, it's trusting the God within you. And
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's so easy to talk about and it's fluffy to the ears, right?
Yeah.
Very soothing to the ears, but to actually live it out is so difficult. And that's why a lot of people struggle with it. And um the song No Longer Slave to Fear, we've talked about this on the podcast before. It's a very special song to my heart. Because or No Longer Slaves by Bethel. Because
Mhm.
that was a song that I was listening to when I got healed of endometriosis. But that song, of course, once again played at Sunday school yesterday at church, right? And it just reminded me, like, yeah, you're no longer a slave to fear. You've got to let it go and just fully trust. Like, it's that moment
Yes.
in the song, it talks about you split the sea so I can walk right through it. Like that trust of Moses taking that first step, right? Like
Yes.
just knowing God's going to catch you on the other side. And it feels scary, but you're not a slave to fear anymore. And you don't have to let fear rule your life because perfect love casts out all fear.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does. And I think for a lot of us I know for me, I'm sensing a sense like a I don't know, I feel this sense of shift where like almost like, huh, all of a sudden I feel okay. Like all
Yeah,
of a
I'm
sudden
good.
I'm like
I'm
I'm like
good.
crap has happened. Like shit has hit the fan. And
Like,
yet
I needed
here
milk
I
for my kids
am.
the other day, and I was like, "Oh man, I got $2." I got into this apartment, didn't pay a dime, but I got $2. Like, how am
Yes.
I going to do this? And I had stroller that I could have totally sold. It was in great condition, but I was like, you know what? There's a mom in need just down the road. She just had her baby a week ago. She needs the stroller. And I remember I was that mom who really relied on gifts and relied on support of my community. So I always told myself if I was ever in a position where I could help someone, I would. So I walked all the way over there and I brought my kids over and we handed her that stroller and because my kids don't need it anymore. And she turns around and says, "Oh, hey, I got these milk coupons. Do you want some milk coupons? I'm lactose intolerant." And so,
Um,
boom, like just the littlest ways that God will show up for you if you just
yeah.
obey and listen to your intuition. And I had been talking to Wesley about this too. When I'm working with a program here in town, which is the program that helped place me in this home
Yeah.
and they're helping me get the furniture I need. They're helping me get back on my feet. Thankfully, God already provided me a full-time job and all that, so we're good. But you know, just getting off the ground running, right? And I had been manifesting since May at least, if not longer, for just an abalone shell. Nothing fancy, just putting it out
Mm-hmm.
there. Hey God, this is on my heart. I just really like this because I have a really nice, pretty fan that I use when I'm smudging my house and I would really like an abalone shell. And so I'm talking to the woman at this program, and I'm sitting down and filling out my paperwork, giving them authorization to pay my bills, and which is still amazing. Um,
Yeah.
and so she goes, "Oh, hey, I don't know if you're into the spiritual stuff, but I got an abalone shell here full of different herbs if you want it." And I'm like, "Really? Yes, I would love that." And it's the perfect size. It's beautiful. It's just God will meet your needs and your
Freaking
desires too.
insane.
Yeah, little ways and humongous ways. God
So
always
insane.
takes and like if he does end up taking something, he replaces it with something so much bigger and better. There's an image that's coming to my mind of it's a meme on Facebook and it's a little girl holding a teddy bear and
Hmm.
Jesus is asking her to give it to him and she says, "But I love it, God. I don't want to give it to you." But behind his back, he has a much bigger brand new teddy bear for her. But
Yeah.
he's asked her to
Yeah, I've seen
relinquish
that.
the first one. And I really feel like that's what's happening for the collective in general in so many different
I
ways that
I
happen.
agree. I agree. I think both of us could go on and on about this, but like my point is that it's more about not so much like I think there's a lot of free will involved and a lot of people messing things up as well. Not so much, okay, Jesus is going to take this away so you can trust him, he'll give you something better. It's more like when things are being removed, trust in the goodness of the creator that things will work out for your good.
Well,
I
hi,
mean, I
absolutely.
have been through so much stress, so much grief, so much loss and pain, and just absolutely like if I didn't have the skill set I have, I would be like out of my mind right now. But like, and yet even still, so many blessings have been unfolding. So
Oh,
much progress has been going on. It was like I don't know how to describe it other than it feels like I was climbing on top of the world, like about to just like make it to the top on top of the world, and then like things like the world just started exploding,
you
and
had
like
power, right?
yeah, and like I
Everything.
started to fall. But the thing is as I was falling, it was like, oh, that rope that like I was like rock climbing, for instance, or like a grappling hook, for instance. Almost like God like was like, no, 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 you're not gonna hit the ground. And I began to rise while everything was exploding around me. Like it
Yeah.
was all of this stuff. Like somehow I started writing books. Somehow I got a brand new car that I manifested and talked them $16,000 off of the brand new price tag. How does that happen? I didn't even pay them for 3 days. They gave me the car and I took it home for 3 days before I even gave them a cent. Like that's wild. How does all this stuff happen in the midst of losing and people dying and just like all this other stuff? And it's not just that, it's not just those big blessings, right? And God knows I needed a new car and thank you, Lord. But not my point. My point is like I literally did not know how I was going to make it through the amount of heartache and grief I was experiencing to the point it makes you question everything when you're going through hard stuff. It's like, no, I know I heard this clear as day from God. I know Holy Spirit told me X, Y, and Z. What in the actual hell is going
Mhm.
on here? And it
Well,
makes you question your intuition, question those senses, question your ability to trust. And then all of a sudden, it's like, before you hit the ground, it's like all of a sudden something very gently begins to lift you again. And you begin to like rise in the like phoenix from the ashes, literally.
totally. And that's something God utilizes to glorify himself and to glorify you, right? One thing that actually the pastor said just last Sunday, Joseph was given his vision first, but in order to hold on to it, but he had to hit the pit. He got into the
Mhm.
pit and he went through the trenches. He was in prison. He was in all this stuff, and he stayed fervent and faithful. And because he held on to that vision, and because he held on to that vision, God rose him up to that. And it's like God, in his perfect wisdom and in his mysterious ways, he utilizes these very stressful situations. And like you said, I don't believe God fully causes them, because you know what? Like you said, there's an essence of free will, and some
Uh-huh.
people just they make a karmic decision, and that completely unravels and changes the path of things. Which I've seen a lot lately in my own life, saying goodbye to a lot of people. And the thing is, God is still faithful, and He still brings out those promises. Like we said, He brings and replenishes and rejuvenates in ways that we can't understand, with bigger things, better teddy bears. Um, but it's like we're that arrow, and we have to be pulled back. We have to feel that strain, and we have to feel like we're almost going backwards to be launched forward further than ever
Mhm.
before. And that's what is happening. If I may, I actually wrote this poem a few weeks ago, and this
Mhm.
was right when I was in the middle of the trenches. And this is before I knew where I was even going to be living. This is before I knew where anything about where I would be right now. So if I have your permission, I'd love to share
Yes,
that with the class.
absolutely. Yeah, please share with the class. Go for it.
So this is also, if you're interested in the poem, it's also on my Celestial Studio Instagram. But it says, today I rain bathed. Today I stopped resisting the urge to run. The tower was struck. Thunder loomed overhead. There was nothing I could do to stop it. So I stood still and let the late raindrops fall where they may. I no longer sought shelter. I no longer tried to outrun the inevitable. All must come down for growth to rise. What I once clung to must be released so that something greater may take its place. And so I let the rain touch me. I did not fight. I did not turn away. I allowed it to be, allowed myself to be, standing in authenticity. And this next part, it talks about Mother Goddess, Holy Spirit. In each drop, I felt her presence, Mother Earth, Mother Goddess. Her hands reached through the water, washing me clean, reminding me I am never alone. The storm was not against me, it was with me. The rain was not against me, but was washing away that which has only held me back. Today I rain bathed. I bathed in the understanding that every drop, every fragment of my life fell away exactly as it was meant to. And the sun will shine again. Things will feel bright and warm. But for now, I embrace the feeling of everything falling.
Yes, that is so good. Literally, where my head was going, embracing the feeling of everything falling. Like, that was what I was trying to put into words. It's like I had to embrace, like, feeling everything fall apart. First of all, incredible. Like, thank you for sharing that. Like just for a split second, let's give the girl some snaps. Like that was great. That was beautiful. That was magical and like liberating to hear.
I'll be here all
Um,
week.
and just so in alignment, right? Like I think people they get on the journey and they start manifesting and doing stuff and they have the vision and they're like, well, why is shit hitting the fan? Why is all hell breaking loose? And they start to get fearful. Because it's like, well, like it's not that those things are necessary in order for you to become this person that's like when you detox things that aren't serving you, when you are leveling up, sometimes things have to be removed and it's going to take the path that's least resistant to get removed. And you may have to embrace the feeling of falling to realize you're really rising, to realize that actually you're on the way up again. It's that tide, it's that rhythm, it's that law of rhythm. Like it has to come back up. And, you know, I think just it's so funny that we just like we're 35 minutes into this podcast here. And it's like, it feels like it's been like 5 minutes because we're like just going back and forth, but like it's so good. This whole theme of trusting during the shift, during the fall, embracing the fall, I think is like such a good theme, especially since I literally was talking about like I feel like it feels like fall for the first time and I'm embracing that. Like you see like the synchronicities, like those how all those little phrases, it's like I just imagine the father chuckling on the throne at us right now. Like they're getting it finally. Like
They're
they're
having a
getting it.
blast.
Yeah.
Well, when you said like falling off of the mountain and the tower, I was like, yeah, that was it. That was immediate. That was literally it. And the synchronicities throughout the collective are just, they always astound me. And I was talking to my one best friend, and she is kind of going through some similar things and literally just found out she's getting a place this Friday. I just moved into my new place last Friday. And I was just like, what is like, it's so crazy how God just organizes and calibrates everything. And but it's so that the village, the church itself, can be stronger as a community together because we all get it. We're all understanding and we're all riding the same frequency. And that's what I've always loved
Yes.
about our conversations, Wes, is like we're always we're
Yeah.
meeting the same vibes, right? And every one
Yeah.
of you
Even
listening.
yes, everyone listening to this is the same. I imagine we're going to get comments or messages from people saying, "Oh my God, this was so spot on with what I'm feeling," and like it's because let that in and of itself be encouragement to you that you're in tune with the rhythms
You're
of
not alone.
creation.
You're not
Yeah.
alone.
Like we were
You're
talking
in
before we got
alignment.
on the podcast. Like I have a really good friend who's an incredible astrologer reach out to me and was like, "Hey, how you doing?" Because she knows I'm sensitive, and she was like, "Yeah, I was wondering how you were because there's this really specific transit to your chart. She knows it by heart, and it was really intense, and so it made me want to check on you." And I was like, "That's funny because like I literally had like a grief seizure last night, um, so." It's so interesting.
And that's
I don't
what
know. I
true
think
community is for, right? That's what
mhm,
we have always tried to develop, and you're developing with Christian Witch and the Craft. And I've tried to develop with different ventures that I've been on is just that safe space where it's like, hey, you're not crazy. Hey, you're not alone. Hey, this is really hard, but we're here with you, and we're gonna get
mhm,
through it together. So, like, if you're going through these things right now and you're feeling that rainfall, just let that rain fall on your skin. Let it wash everything away. Let it wash all the stress and all the fears and all the doubts away, and just walk in peace, knowing that, you are protected, divinely
yeah,
guided. And that intuition you have is not craziness. You are being divinely led. And, if we can all get through this, you definitely can too. And we'll hold your hand
yeah,
through it.
absolutely. And also, there's like tools in the process. Like that's part of what it's partly why I love doing this podcast is if we talk about the tools and like we do have things that we can do to help us and to ease the ache and to even shift things in alignment more so. But sometimes just knowing you're not crazy,
Mhm.
knowing that you can trust and embrace that fall, that you're falling, it's like almost like reverse upward. And yeah, it's really nice to have community and to be like, okay, like you're not crazy. Like this is absolutely like devastating. This is a violent violation of like your peace and comfort. Like, like you're good. Sometimes that's enough to know, oh, it's not me. Maybe there literally is some cosmic rhythm I'm feeling right now. Like, it really lifts a lot of that pressure. So, well, that being said, what are you embracing this quote unquote, like literal fall, like this season? I mean, obviously we talked about the
Yeah.
shift and like this new independence and this new life and whatnot. What about, and it doesn't have to be serious either. You can be like, you know what, this is what I'm thinking about for my practice or for a passion project, whatever you want to share. I'm totally down to hear.
Well, I've just been breaking a lot of generational chains and generational curses. And, like part of the reason why I took the kids too is just like, you know what? No, I'm going to make sure you live in a home of peace. You're going to live in a home where you are loved and you are protected and you can
Mhm.
flourish and you can be a little loud, you can be a little crazy, you can be children. And one thing that I'm really delving into is like this is a new book it's not even just a new chapter. It's a new book that I'm writing with a new title, a new author's name on the front cover, and it's empty right now. But because I don't see it, I don't see exactly where I'm headed, and I don't know what's before me. And I have lived so many. This is my 24th move, and I'm 29. Um, and so I've never been able to really plan a future and sit down and be like, what am I doing? And so right now, this book is before me, the empty pages and the quill is before me, and God's like, so what are you going to write? What are you going to do? Where are you going to go from here? Because now you have the freedom for blank pages. You never really had the choice in the past. You never really had the opportunity to um, to make those big decisions. It felt like a lot of my life I was just kind of dragged around by my reins
Mhm.
or by my hair. And now it's like, okay, now it's your turn. What are you going to do? And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now, and I'm trying to ensure that I'm, you know, inviting God to help me write. But actually, a scripture is coming to mind. It's my favorite verse, and now it just has even more meaning to me, and I'm trying not to cry. Psalm 45, verse 1. My heart is inditing a good manner. I speak of the things which I have made touching the king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer.
That is beautiful.
And that's where I'm at.
That is
That's where I'm at.
so beautiful. And
I'm
that's
not
the
a hundred
invitation
percent
of
sure.
co-creation.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure what's going to be on those pages, but you know what? I think that's the excitement of, like you said, co-creating with spirit because we have the same gifts of creation. And that's the exciting part is I get to find out.
Yeah, and like you were saying before we hopped on the podcast, that theme of Pisces being like daring to dream again, daring to dream big and to go inward and reconnect with those senses and what is it I actually want, and then write that script, and write
Mhm.
that story. I think it's going to be a very, I don't know, I think it's going to be such fun, exciting, cathartic, like story to read, to experience, to walk with you in. I'm really excited for you,
Thank you. And I will keep you guys updated along the way.
for sure.
I'm planning to venture more into my social media because I had to put that on a back burner for a while I sorted out my chaos. But I'm hoping to delve back into that and get some more content out there and share what God has put on my heart. And yeah, just connect with you guys and be more present. So um, that's all I can really say for now. I'm gonna keep working. I have some books on the way, some fiction, but also some spiritual works. Um, and I'm excited to get those out there, to get that stuff out there and ready for you guys
Yeah,
to so
it's gonna be awesome. I'm so happy. Thank you so
you.
much for like hopping on, like, and just like being willing to like come and do this and like have conversations on the podcast. Not just
Oh,
with me, but like
anytime.
with us
Anytime.
as a community. Well, I know anytime you already agreed to come do it regularly. So like, what do you mean? You're locked in. What are
Every
you talking
time.
about? You're, this ain't no special guest, honey.
Yeah,
This is the kicking off of a new
I'll be here
season.
next week.
Uh,
Yeah, or whenever we
you'll be here
do.
next week. Yeah, we gotta come with a regular schedule, but not the point. Uh, no, I know, but it's gonna be really cool for all of us to be able to see, like, not just seeing you watching each other's lives unfold, but like I think some of the listeners who listen to this in a couple months will remember and be like, oh wow, like look at everything that's like going on and like happening for her. Like it's gonna be really cool. So
Okay, so have you heard of, sorry, this is my last thing. Have you heard of Rumi?
relax.
Do you know who Rumi is?
Hmm.
Yeah, so he's a famous poet from 1207 to 1273. He was a Sufi master, and he believed in God, and he has some amazing poems. And I have a pocket Rumi book, and I love to use it as a little oracle. Sometimes I'll be like, okay,
Okay.
bibliomancy, what do I need to
What
read?
did you find?
So I'll just read this very quickly, and it's from Mathnawi 5, 1061. So, for we have put illumination there, we have put the expansion into your heart. When you are a source of milk, why are you milking another? An endless fountain of milk is within you. Why are you seeking milk with a pail? You are a lake with a channel to the sea. Oh, be ashamed to seek water from a pool, for did we not expand your chest? Again, don't you possess the expansion? Why are you going about like a beggar? Contemplate the expansion of the heart within you, that you may not be reproached with. Do you not see? Amazing. Amazing.
Well, that feels like a call out, but whatever. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Me
I'm just
too.
kidding.
Me too.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. That is, wow, that's good stuff. And I like, just so for people who don't know if this is your first time listening, my sense of humor is dry. Um, and like, of course, there's seasons where we have to be fed and nourished by others. That's what community's for, right? But that is so good. That's a reminder too. It's like sometimes we're looking for things, and it's really just like we're looking for that part of us, not so much we're looking for someone else with that same thing, you know?
That we are connected to the sea. We have living waters in us, right? We have the blood of Christ in our veins. We are
Yes.
like that, like No Longer Slave says, I am born again into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. So why are we,
Yeah.
it's all within us. We just have to delve in. So,
So good.
so
So
that's my
good.
invitation to all of you listeners in this Pisces season. Delve in, get wet, get in the deep waters of your soul, in the
Oh my God,
spirit.
it's so good. Go ahead. Sorry, I was just commenting. I was like,
No, that
sorry,
was
that's so
it.
good.
That was it. No,
Oh, okay. I was like, I wasn't cutting you off. I wasn't cutting you off. Yeah, no,
no,
get
no.
in, dive in. The water's great.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
it feels
fine.
like a
It feels
hurricane, but
good.
it's fine.
Sometimes it looks a little scary. It's like Peter walking on water. It was a little stormy, and Jesus is like, "No, it's cool. Get out of the boat. Come on."
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking about that with someone, I think last night, maybe during one of the lives on TikTok. I was answering questions, and I think it was then that I was having that conversation. I don't know. The last couple days have been a blur with the lunar eclipse,
Mhm.
um, but yeah, this has been such a good conversation. I'm excited for more. Um, as you guys know, sometimes we have conversations, we just talk about stuff, what's on our heart. Sometimes we get on here and we're like, hey, we're talking about this subject. If you have things you want us to talk about as two people who are multifaceted, mystics, healers, witches, mediums, Christians,
Shaman.
shamanistic healers, yeah, all of that, post them in the comments, shoot us a message, email us. We would love to know what it is that you want us to cover as well. It's like we have a list of random things we could talk about, but also, this is, community. Like we said, we're building community. So if you want to learn about something, let us know. Don't forget to check out the Healers House Substack. There's a lot of free training and education over there, as well as the Healers House podcast, where I'm doing this thing where um, it's it's turned into where like I have these lessons I'm basically teaching on a podcast. But it's like really, I don't know, it's almost like exegetical, or it's like I'm annihilating any argument against the LGBT, against like anything to do with the mystical arts and healing techniques that we practice. Um, it's about healing incorrect, harmful theology along the way of learning and training and equipping people and sharing stories, and I'm sure we'll see Amber over there as well. We actually already recorded a podcast where she shared her story that's supposed to be in the lineup, but we had to change hosts, so things have been on pause. But anyways, my point being is there's a community for us all to connect with here at the Christian Witch Podcast, but also Amber has groups that she's been a part of, and she has her social media. Go follow her, connect there. And whether you find me over here at this podcast, the other podcast, on the Substack, just know that we will get the message and that you're welcome as you want to be. You're as welcome as you want to be. So yeah, they'll have
And
the
you can
best
throw those
evening.
theology questions at us too. We can handle it. We both have theology teachings, right? So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I spend a lot of time answering theology questions. I love that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So matter of fact, I know someone who's going to be listening to this is probably going to text me, like, "What are you talking about me?" No, girl. Answering for all kinds of people. Anyways, all right, you guys, let's hop off. If you need to find me, Healer's House HTX all over social media, or Solo.to/HealersHouse. And then for Amber, it was celestelstudio.com for now. And then also on social media, it's Amber Oakland, right? Perfect.
Correct.
Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. All right, you guys, we will catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.